Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Happy second week of January. Amazing things are happening because it's a 13th. It's a Mindset Monday, 13 days into this year. Amazing. This is what I know. Today is Amazing Mindset Monday. I do apologize for a little bit of the video lag, but that's what technology is. Technology is amazing when it works, and you're amazing when it does too. I'm Dr. Jody Bear, bringing you yet our third season on Traverse TV, YouTube, which is a channel. Like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube channel. It is Healthopedia 365. We're going to use this all year long, where we talk about Healthopedia 365. It's our time to absolutely thrive, because we talk about all 6 pillars of health: spiritual, then we go into mental, emotional, physical, financial, and social. We need them all now, don't we? It has been a tremendous year, but I want to start out one more time, as we did on Life's Milkshake Moment, and just take a moment to give our thoughts, our prayers, our virtual rain and no wind, but our prayers to the victims. Truly tragic in Southern California, that southern region of Los Angeles. It's far from over. Maybe it leaves the news cycle, but it needs to stay in our heart. Why? Because, like I said, we do this for humanity. It's health, healing, and hope for humanity. So let's take a moment of pause as we remember and uplift those firefighters. And now, as we uplift this session of Mindset Monday, you will never forget it. You know, I always say about the financial segment, we've had a great financial planner with Cheryl Murphy. She started off in December to get us ready. We had our tax man coming in, Coach Corey Hughes, telling us how to make the most of tax planning and your taxes. But now, as I said, we're going to bring mega entrepreneur, global entrepreneur, Todd Poindexter to the stage. Why? Because it's possible for you to do what only you can do. As Les Brown says, know that it is necessary for you to do what you can do. Do it as though your life depends on it, because it does. We need money to do the things we want to do. That's why it's financial and social, gang, because without money, we can't affect humanity. And my esteemed guest here today affects humanity in such a way, with, believe it or not, with a global Lotto system. You're going to hear from Todd how he's taken his expertise. That's what we do on Healthopedia. That's what we do when we come into knowing we're going to thrive in 2025. So let's just take a moment in review, as we're going to be doing this again on Thursday with the Princess. As we know, we continue to make marks with our Essence of a Woman book. We're even listed in the top 10 of new releases with Barnes & Noble. Yes, it is our year to thrive, but we're going to thrive in our finances, aren't we? We launched Beauty and the Best January 1st this year. Get that book from the quote master, Eric Zender. He's been our guest here on Mindset Monday. He's been on my radio show, Building Fortunes Radio, on Sunday. Truly a servant leader. Dr. Needy Solomon, Naked Health. we had a little bit of a problem getting this Naked Health book published for a couple of days. Why? Because Amazon flagged it because it was suggestive. Well, if we're going naked to get into the core of you, we need to unzip you in health, healing, hope, in impurity. But this kind of fits today in abundance, now doesn't it? Then save this date with the princess, February 4th and 5th. We'll be in Times Square. We'll be in Times Square on the 3rd of February. And this has something to do that I want to share with Mindset Monday. As you know, this was my first book that I ever wrote. I had written periodicals and professional journals all my life of my 47 years. Well, actually, it was 42 years at that point of taking 35,000 client patients through 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat. As you know my story, I retired. Then I unretired during COVID because my husband, Bob Bear, said, there is more. I'm telling you, there is more in store for you because you will too find your drive and your vehicle to drive you in 2025. So I said yes. I'm asking you to say yes on this Mindset Monday because in this book, as my picture, I had an issue getting these pictures. I was with the esteemed Les Brown on the back of this book, of course. We were speaking in Queens, New York, and I decided to get a photographer at the W Hotel. Life's twists and turns, it always comes around. This was my picture in the book. Yes, it's New York, Times Square. And I said to the photographer at that point, I will be on that billboard one day. Well, the day is here because what the mind can conceive, if you believe it, you can achieve it. This is what Todd Poindexter has done for sure. So we're taking part of our Healthopedia author family, our Healthopedia book, and of course, our Essence of a Woman. We'll be having many of the esteemed guests here on the TKTS board. Thanks to our collaborative partner. The reason that my guest here, Todd Poindexter, is here today, Tony and Christina Doty, met him for dinner. It was love at first listen because he has a heart, he has a mission, he has a passion, and he has put his expertise behind it. That's the way it goes on a mindset. To get your skill set is always there. Your mindset can help you achieve if you believe. You've already conceived it, then believe in you, yourself. And as Needy Solomon said, our latest best-selling author, the big boss. Believe in the big boss. And frankly, what I do know about this, it is true. It is true that you can do. Believe that it's possible. I'm possible, but you're possible too. So we'll be in Times Square on the 3rd of February. Then we're going to go ahead, and where are we going to be? We're going to be with the princess herself at the UN. Now, the only thing I knew about the UN was flags. She will be our guest, learning about her Ambassador of Peace honors, the AWHPA Gala, the African Women Health Project International, where my big bear will be honored posthumously as an ambassador of peace. But as I feel like the Ginsu knife commercial, but wait, there's more. We were honored this weekend, and it's going into publication today for a private limited edition. It will be offered as a series to you, the public, after President Donald J. Trump is inaugurated as 47th president. We put together the little mega book of quotes, of course, from Eric Zender, and a few of Donald Trump's as well. A little mega quote book for a big American dream. I'm honored and humbled to say, I believe it's living proof. If you've got the heart, if you've got the passion, the vision, and the monetary engine will be there. And before I bring up my guest, we want to take one last curtain call with the incomparable Miss Engine herself, Dame Doria Cordova. As you know, I'm a big fan of Dame Doria Cordova's Money and You. It will be starting on Wednesday. There's still time, a few seats left. And I'm telling you, she will teach you about leverage. She will show you your dream. Many CEOs are there. Once you go to her show, her show. It really is a show, but her session, guess what? You can be an alumni. Like I will be attending, be there with me. I will have it across the stage. Without any further ado, let's listen and just take in Dame Doria Cordova of Money and You.
Money and You is the longest running entrepreneurial, experiential, transformational training in the world. And we have been impacting the lives of over 200,000 graduates from over 85 countries since 1979. I am Doria Cordova and I own Money and You. And I would like to invite you to join us to the next program where you will have an opportunity to be with a group of people that will all be immersed in experiential games where you have an opportunity to clear any blocks that you may have to really creating wealth and doing good. But at the same time, learn the business success model, which really immerses you into a conversation about leverage. Leverage is key in creating wealth and doing good. And we have the results to show that this program works. People like Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Ben Cohen of Ben and Jerry's, and many others have attended this program and changed their lives and created new industry and are some of the most well-known change makers in the world. Thank you. Aloha. Bye-bye.
So you can go to this link below. Like I said, there's just a few seats left. So join us at Money and You this year on Wednesday. Get a ticket. It's not in LA, it's in San Diego, and be there with some of the C-suite people and have the leverage of being around people just like Todd Poindexter. He is the founder, my guest today, of the CEO and founder. So CEO and founder, because he had a vision, he had a mission, and he's put it to fruition. Play Lotto Global. It's a worldwide lottery online. What a concept. We'll bring the site up in just a minute, but I want to say that he's got a background in finance. See, he had the skill set from Wall Street in 1983. He's bringing the lottery from Wall Street to your street now. 35 years of investment banking with startups, early stage businesses. His professional business and his companies were around the globe. I laughed when I saw what I put on those of you that have been around me for a while know that I do have a case of sometimes making typos. The entrepreneur was spelled EU. Entrepreneur from the EU because he's lived in Canada, Switzerland, Germany, Italy, Poland, Russia, France, and Dubai. He's a global entrepreneur, but he's lived, in the US, the UAE since 2000, but it involves such countries and markets like Brazil, Nigeria, the Philippines, all of Latin America. So what he is doing, he's bringing Lotto for good. And I'm telling you, he is the epitome when Dame Doria says that good people do good things with their money. Todd Poindexter is the deck of cards and the pitch deck to say doing good things with your money. Welcome to Mindset Monday, Todd. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Jody. Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for your words.
Oh, well, the words were true. I mean, it's you brought Wall Street to your street with a global Lotto and global. Whoever thought that the only thing we could do with a lottery was go to Publix, our grocery store, and that was it. But you saw you had a vision, mission to fruition. So how did you take your expanse of global entrepreneurship and take it to this online platform? When did you have that burst from divine energy to your energy?
Well, thank you. Well, I guess it helps that I started on Wall Street 41 years ago, and I moved to London in 1988, and I lived and worked throughout Europe for 25 years. So I've lived actually in 32 cities in 7 countries, including Dubai twice. So it definitely helps to have a global perspective. And the lottery business is quite unique. It's one of the oldest affinity largest groups in the world. Billions and billions of people are familiar with the word or sight of sound of lottery. As a vertical, it's over $300 billion. And now that it's pretty old fashioned going to the store model, but the online model is not new, but growing. And the projections it will go to $1 trillion business is great, but that's not even a whole lot of growth considering the masses. So what I wanted to do was help people do something they already like or know, and just provide convenience, which is efficiency. So in this case, your phone, to play lottery, the best known lotteries. So in America, of course, you have the Powerball and the Mega Millions, which are really the only jackpots that get over, let alone $1 billion, in size. And then we give you multiple ways to play each lottery, from a normal ticket to fractional tickets as low as 20 cents to win a percentage of the world's biggest jackpot. And then we wanted one of the ideas was help give back. So the Lotto for Good for Humanity is our marketing.
Let's just stop there, because we're
Sure.
going to get to that in just a moment. I really
Okay.
want to, because I want to dive into this thing, because you hear from these say, like, money doesn't grow on trees. The root of all money is evil. Well, so how did you get past it? Because this is the financial health of money. This is our Healthopedia channel. So looking at this and not taking advantage, I think this is a great time to put up my very favorite quote, since Dame Doria has gone ahead and been the mantle for Buckminster Fuller, because you have done this, Todd. You have taken something that's as commonplace. Everybody knows the Lotto. Almost everyone has played it once. But Buckminster Fuller said to make the world for humanity, for 100% of humanity in the shortest possible time, through spontaneous cooperation without ecological offense or disadvantage to everyone. Todd, I want to just give you flowers, not just your sunflowers that you love, but you have really, really given that back to the world. So how did you take this just concept? Take us back to that time. Were you sitting in London? Were you sitting in Dubai? I need to create an online lotto. How did that happen? I want to know the history before we go into your give back program.
Well, that was part of it, Joan. I wanted to create a model that could do two things: help people earn income without cost or involvement, and give back, or the Lotto for Good means good for humanity, right? So that was really the missions, to help people enjoy some income, but do a lot of good. So fortunately, we don't do gambling, but the gambling sector, unfortunately, isn't known to do a lot of good for the world. So that was really the whole creating of the missions and the models, was to do a lot of good for humanity from day one. That's why it was started. And we're just fortunately leveraging something that's very, very well known, and thanks to technology, making it easier. But the net result is, we think we can create a lot and do a lot of good. Uniquely, we can help a lot of people earn income as well from home through a QR code, is a nice positive to the overall model as well.
Well, and like just one thing, like Dame Doria talked about with money and you, it was leverage. You leverage something as easy as your cell phone to bring it up and say, so if I were to start, before we go into the other model type, because I think this is really important to say, I like this concept. What would be somebody's next step, let's say?
When we launch, hopefully, I notice up on your screen, you have a QR code, right?
Yes.
So in the future, when we've launched, that code you could add a code, and in people would see the word Lotto, right? And that's it, because that triggers an action step without you involved, without you explaining anything. So many people know it. So in this case, they would click on a code, and it would take them to our site, and they simply would register and start playing the lottos they like. We offer a lot, but that's how simple the process is without you. But the result is, what we've done through the code is we track the spending. In this example, you'd have a wallet, and that would create income for you directly, or any one of your guests or anyone in the world you can offer your code to do it. But the key to that is we don't have to explain what is it. We don't have to go out there and say, do you know what Lotto is? And that's important, because most businesses, that's the opposite. They're trying to explain to you what is it and why should you do it. We just offer the convenience to do something you already like and already know, And it just happens to be available, or well known, I should say, for many decades in most countries for billions of people.
Boy, that is such a key thing that you said here, because everyone knows a QR code. The one that's up on our screen is for our book. We always generate some good with our Essence of a Woman book every single week, every single show, because people know that 1 out of 5 children go to bed hungry. Okay. They go to bed hungry in America, of all things. And we right now are still earmarking our money through feedachild.org, 501(c), our non-for-profit. You know where I'm leading with this, Todd. And so we know it is secure. You know that the money is going to the children that have been so devastated by Hurricane Helene. So doing good. And if you're going to do it anyway, and it's just your little thing to do, just like I was just reminded of our product that Dr. Jim and I, you know, my compadre, had to do with creating this mushroom coffee. Everybody drinks it. Everybody does Lotto. It's the same thing. You don't have to explain it. And you don't have to explain from our next sponsor. And then we'll be right back. And we're going to talk about this Play Global Lotto, taking it to the next venture with your foundation. I absolutely, this is, as Dr. Jim always says, and you know him well, this is tight. Todd, this is tight. Poindexter with a T. Maybe that's why I said you're not an entrepreneur, you're an EUpreneur. That just cracked me up. But at any rate, our next sponsor is the financial sector. Too, this just happened. Gloria Kerr's, author in our book, one of the financial women with mansions and manors, has created a boutique just a self-service, but a very selfless serving company with mansions and manors, one of our proud sponsors here. Let's take a look, take a listen, take a feel to what Gloria Kerr's brings to not only her world, but she brings it to real estate. You think real estate is just transactional. No, with Gloria Kerr's of Mansions and Manors, it's personal. Just like Todd brought the personal to Global Play Lotto and his company. Let's take a look, take a feel, take a listen.
Gloria Kerr's is the principal broker and founder of Mansions and Manors. 30 years ago, she saw a need for a more intimate, personalized real estate experience, one that feels like working with a private bank. The office of Mansions and Manors in Jamestown, Rhode Island feels like home, just like the communities we serve. We understand the emotional and financial commitment involved in finding the perfect property, and we're here every step of the way. At Mansions and Manors, we don't just help you buy or sell a home. We build lifelong relationships. Let us help make your dream home a reality, one home at a time.
And while you're sitting at home making your dreams come home in your home, Play Lotto Global. That's that tight, personalized service. And you've done that with your personal relationship. I've just got to say, when you get started, that's why I had to interrupt you, Todd, because you just go like, whoa, it's just so much. He has done it all. So when you launch, when is the launch date, Todd? Please share that with our audience.
We're going to launch about a month from today. We'll start in Brazil, one of the largest markets for gaming as well in the world. That also, unfortunately, has a lot of poverty. So our fractional ticketing will be quite popular there. And then our licenses cover over actually 100 countries. So we'll be expanding Latin America and others post-launch. The audience that we can address, I should say, that could play is close to 4 billion people. Non-Americans could actually play. So it's quite immense.
And this idea that, I love what you said with fractional tickets. You're not taking advantage, just like that Buckminster Fuller quote said, how can you make it work for 100% of humanity without any ecological or offense, so to speak, disadvantage? So you made this full circle with your cincofoundation.org. I mean, that in and of itself, and let me just put this up on stage. Here it is, Lotto for Good. Who in the world? You're just, you're as handsome as you are brilliant. Take us through your non-for-profit piece, because this is just extraordinary.
Well, thank you. That, when I called it the creator, founder, CEO of the models and the missions. So from day one, the mission was to do good. So Lotto for good is the phrase. So what happens is when you're playing on our site, that's convenience and et cetera. But when you play without doing anything, that creates income for the global company of Play Lotto Global. And we automatically every month will donate into the Cinco Foundation, which is the Florida 501(c)(3). So people playing actually automatically help do good for humanity regardless. But the way we actually do it, we have obviously a real foundation that can support charities, 501(c)(3)s, but good causes for humanity is the main focus globally to do it. So obviously the larger Play Lotto Global gets, the more Cinco Foundation has to help do good around the world.
Boy, you talk about, like, I'm going to say that this is a full circle. This is tight. This is how it really works. And you just, it's such brilliance how you put it together. In our last few minutes here, just give us an example of, let's say that I was playing the lottery and I did my thing, and then you get this money because you went through a scenario with me last night when we were just chatting, because we've gotten to be fast friends. I love your WhatsApp kind of quotes and the things you send me. It's like, this guy's global because when he lives in Florida, he just stays on WhatsApp, which is just, it cracks me up. But as far as I'm concerned, Todd, so take us through the system. I'm on my phone, I'm playing it, just right through how then I would show up and I would call you and say, I've got this foundation. Like, it may be Dame Doria's foundation that she has to the underserved in Southeast Asia. Take us through that, please.
Well, I've had the pleasure of meeting Dane at a conference out in Vegas, and she's truly amazing. But that's one of the things we discussed, how to leverage her almost 50 years of relationships, training people, companies, databases. All the model can do all that. And of course, her own Pacific cause or charity. Yes, we can. That's one of the beauties of the model. There's very few entities we could not help, but in her case, it would do two things. She can leverage her world of relationships without cost, without having to explain what's Lotto, exposing her code. That's a lot of income. But yeah, then we can also help her whatever preferred cause is. And then she's also doing events like coming up. We also help sponsor events as well. So those are the three real values of the model that would apply to you or Dane or anyone, is helping create some income, supporting events, and then supporting good causes for humanity.
That is a trifecta. It's like the divine trinity. I mean, supporting yourself, because as I say, one of my favorite sayings is, when you take care of you and your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. You got to take care of you first, then go ahead. Then you're creating income. That's that financial model. Then going to that sixth pillar of social events. When I know you're going to be our sponsor when Dr. Jim and I do our next event in September out in LA. And I think that that's a perfect place to go, because they're going to need our support for years to come. And then going ahead to giving it to the underserved. So in your last piece of wisdom, I told you this time was going to fly by, but I appreciate you. I know that you had to fit me in, and of which I am gratefully honored to have you as a guest. But Todd, if you were to go ahead and say to somebody, said, I've got this dream. I want to be like Todd. I want to take my dream to being a global Eupreneur. It's a new word. It's you. It's EU. Todd will always be known in my world as a Eupreneur. It's all about you. What would you tell them is their first step, being the financial genius that you are?
Well, thank you. But the beauty of today is, our world is online, and you can reach a lot of people relatively easily. And so absolutely that anyone, the whole idea of being an entrepreneur, you have an idea, you have to believe, and you have to, go through a lot of things and stay positive. But yeah, really everything is possible. And today, the technologies, if there's such a word, easier than 20, 30 years ago, it's definitely easier, because you can reach a lot of people online now without a lot of traditional cost or time. And that means you could expose something or an idea. And if you're trying to build a business, that's a very valuable aspect.
Just be, do, You have to be it first, then do it, and it will come to fruition. To me, Todd, when I saw these pictures, I got a little surprise for you. Okay. You epitomize this beautiful quote from Eric, that is yours now, Eric, from Rex Sykes. I used it in my chapter in The Essence of a Woman, Celebrate Everything. So here yesterday, I'm just going to say it made me happy to see those sunflowers. That is so you. He said, oh, I'm at the farmer's market. I love sunflowers. They were opening up a little bit. You brought me a picture, and they, just like you, Todd Poindexter, have brought your financial genius, your mission, your passion and vision to fruition next month. Follow it, be a part of this movement that I really believe we've just had the pleasure of being around a world changer, not because of your genius, not because of your work ethic, but Todd, because of your heart. Thank you for joining us for Mindset Monday. It was an absolute delight and pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. This is a real pleasure, and thank you for the opportunity to just share. And let's look forward to doing a lot of good and helping a lot of people.
Absolutely. So get ready. On Thursday, we will have the princess herself. She will be here talking about this wonderful event that we're going to have at the gala. And as we say, last but not least, thank you for being a part and being a patron of our Healthopedia channel. Just like NPR, it takes money, it takes sponsorship, it takes people like you. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Just be a part, and always, always, always come back and know, just like Todd said, his miracle and your miracle is just waiting around. Miracles occur every day. Just beckon them in. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us as we grow this channel so you too can thrive in 2025. I can truthfully say, Todd, you were amazing. I knew you would be. You beckoned this Monday miracle in, so we can always say, just make it your drive. Make it a Mindset Monday. Why? Because you can. Why? Because only you can do what you were meant to do. So as we're going out, remember, and I probably will keep this forever because of the incomparable Tiffany Haddish, and because I'm a woman. Let's woman or man up to make your Mindset Monday just the best, and every day make it a Healthopedia kind of day. Ciao for now.
Woman up, 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 up.